someone suggests about that.
Yeah.
In such cases, taking second opinion.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good
How have you
morning.
been?
I'm doing fine.
That's great.
Mm,
Good to know.
mm.
Yeah. So we have an extempore. Let's start with that and then we'll move on to the topic for today.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So there are two topics. The first one is ways to get up in the morning, and the second one is poor health begins in the mind. So which one would you
Yeah.
like to speak on?
Mm. One is the way of getting
Getting up in the morning, yes. So the first
first
one is
one.
ways to get up in the morning.
It all depends upon how much sleep you will get at night,
Hmm.
uh, and that also depends upon what diet you had at last night.
Hmm.
If you have got proper food and am I audible? Huh.
Yes, yes.
And
Now you are.
proper diet, then only you will get sound sleep.
Right.
And if you will have more than 6 hours of sleep, means 7 hours or 7.5 up to 8 hours, then you will be definitely getting up with a fresh mood. And as soon as you get, even your alarm is also not needed. If you
Right.
every day, if you get up every day at proper time, means at a fixed time, then
Right.
automatically 10 minutes before your alarm rings,
Mhm.
you will be awakened. It is
Right.
my experience, my experience. Then when you get up, stretch up, or in our Indian culture, there is the way to say karagre, we say, and afterwards a little bit stretch up and
Hmm.
becoming fresh, and
Right.
everything will, your routine will go smoothly. The routine will start smoothly.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about
So,
alarm clocks in
uh,
general?
uh,
Do you rely on them as well?
pardon?
Alarm clocks. So you mentioned
No,
about alarm clocks and you said that sometimes they are not needed if you wake up at the same time and you have a fixed schedule. Then
yes,
do
yes.
you believe that they are helpful for us or do you think they are harmful?
No, they are helpful if you want to get up at a fixed time, even if you had a hectic schedule the
Right.
prior day, then they are helpful. And it's better to keep alarm so
Yeah.
that we should not ask any excuses,
Hmm.
becoming late, and this.
Hmm. Yeah.
Such things should not happen. Means
Right.
if you
Yeah.
are very particular about maintaining your fixed timing or reaching everywhere in time, then it is better to put alarms. Means it is a good habit. It is not harmful, but if you start snoozing it off, then it is not. It is really it's a useless thing to put a
Right. A bad habit
alarm.
as well, right?
A
Yeah.
bad habit. Uh,
Right.
if you are putting, you have to, means you are putting, means there is some serious reason or
Mhm.
fixed reason you want to get up at a particular time.
Right.
You should
Right.
follow that thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct.
So, what do you think about this? So, I have a few people that I know, particularly youngsters, who tend to set multiple alarms because they can't wake up on one. So, they are going to,
Yeah.
so suppose they have to wake up at 7, so they are going to be like, okay, 6, 6:10, 6:15, 6:20, like that. And they'll keep on snoozing it or turning it off. And then, because I think smartphones offer this convenience. Yeah, earlier you used to have these big clocks which used to make a lot
Yes.
of noise, right? So, yeah,
Putting multiple alarms itself is a bad habit.
true. Very true. Yeah.
It is. not you are putting alarm means it should be at a particular time. Don't keep it very early. Whatever time you need for getting ready, accordingly, in a calculated way, put the alarm and
Yeah,
follow it.
yeah,
It is a working in disciplined way. Otherwise, multiple alarm itself shows your laziness or
right. Yeah,
there only you can, even if our we put our clock 10 minutes fast or 20 minutes fast, it also
mhm,
causes so many things. There is lot of time we can
right,
carry out this work like that.
right,
We will means giving excuses. It helps us
right.
for giving excuses. It
Yeah,
helps us.
yeah. And human beings are very creative at coming up with excuses as well, right?
Excuse. Yes,
Yeah,
very.
yeah. Another
One
very
or the
funny
other.
thing that exactly, yeah, one
Said.
or the other.
Uh,
Yeah,
hmm.
there are multiple ways people do this. So another very fun thing that happens is that sometimes when children sit down to study, so it used to happen when I was a student as well. That okay, you wanted to study at 7, but now it's 7:15 or 7:20. So now you're going to wait for it to be 8. That okay, when the clock strikes 8 again, then I'll sit and study. And this
Yeah.
really keeps you in that procrastination loop, and it is not good for us. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
earlier you said ask
Procrastination low. Correct.
excuses. Yeah. So you said ask excuses.
Hmm.
Here you could say
Hmm.
make excuses. So it enables us to make excuses. Yeah. Then
Make excuses. Huh.
exactly. Then you said putting alarm means it should be at a particular time. So here the sentence structure wasn't right because putting alarm should be at a particular time or it should happen at a particular time instead of the word means because you said putting alarm means it should be at a particular time. Yeah. So here you could just say,
Putting
yeah,
alarm.
yes,
Putting alarm at a
putting
particular
alarm,
time.
yeah, or we should put alarm at a
Hmm.
particular time. That is also correct.
We should put. Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
could notice that when you tend to use this word means that okay, this means this. Like sometimes we don't have to clarify unless the other person has been asking us that okay, this is not clear to me. So can you please clarify on this? Then you can use the word means that okay, this is what I meant by this word or this sentence. Then you can use the word means. Yeah.
Hmm.
Like
Okay.
sometimes we tend to develop
Right.
these unconscious habits and we don't.
Unconsciously, it is. Yes, yes.
Right.
Now, carefully, I have to stop that habit.
Right, right, yeah. This
Overcome that habit.
exactly, yeah.
Hmm.
So it's otherwise your sentence is very good. You are able to construct complex sentences, but sometimes this word really interrupts the whole flow. Otherwise,
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
correct. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you can pay attention to this. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
shall we move to the topic?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So it's about going to the doctor. So how does it make you feel when you have to visit a doctor?
Sometimes when I'm not keeping good health, then it is a must thing to
Yeah.
visit a doctor. Hmm. Otherwise, regular routine checkup, I am very particular. I
Hmm.
follow. Means, uh, again, I said that means
Hmm.
that I have to follow. I am very serious about routine checkups.
Hmm.
After whenever I visit Pune, means only one particular pathological lab I follow.
Hmm.
With there every time I visit after 3 months routine checkups
Very
means
good. Yeah.
blood sugar and cholesterol and my thyroid things. Those
Hmm.
all things I will get checked in a
Hmm.
particular lab only.
Hmm.
I'm not afraid of that. Whatever is happening,
Yeah.
we have to face.
True.
After going to a doctor and hiding your diseases or
Yeah.
whatever problems, if you are hiding, it's of no use.
True. Very
We
true.
have to.
Yeah.
Then only proper treatment we will get.
Yeah.
In a proper direction we will move.
Yeah.
Otherwise. uh, if serious things may get developed.
True.
So
Yeah.
I'm
May
not
develop.
afraid of going. May develop.
Yeah.
I'm never afraid of going to a doctor.
Yeah. And
I
how do
take
you?
my
Yeah. Go on,
okay.
please.
I take the help of local doctors. I mean, uh, that family doctor.
Yeah.
Whenever some fever or um, few small normal things happen.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Recurrent. You could use recurrent as well. That recurrent things happen, or seasonal change happens, and the
Seasonal, yeah, yeah. I
yes.
was searching for that only.
Right.
Seasonal changes, body reacts.
Yes.
Some cold, cough, or fever, or
Yeah.
viral infection. For that, I see my family doctor regularly. I
For
never
those
change
things.
my
Yeah.
for those things. I see my doctor, consult my doctor. I am not in a habit to change my doctors.
Hmm. Yeah.
For particular doctor only.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think it really helps as well because they know your
Mm,
history, they know some genetic information. So, suppose your
mm,
parents
mm,
had the
mm,
same doctor or your children have the
mm.
same doctor, so they can really make a correlation if something is going wrong because a lot of things are genetic as well, both good or bad, right?
Yeah. While approaching a doctor, faith should be there. Means,
Exactly. Yeah.
particular that particular doctor is going to cure my or diagnose my the problem like that.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. I used to have a teacher. She used to say that you should never lie to two people. One is a teacher and the second is a doctor. So, yeah. If you lie to your teacher, you won't be able to learn because if you say, okay,
Learn.
I know this thing, or yeah, there is no gap in my knowledge, then the teacher won't be able to correct it. So, you have to be willing to be basically a
Never.
fool in front of your teacher. And if you're not being that, then you won't be able to learn. So, she had this
Yeah.
wonderful thought. And
Very
another
true.
would be the doctor. Because if you are hiding, like you mentioned about the diagnosis, that
Mm,
if you're not
mm,
being
mm,
honest with your doctor, then they
mm,
won't be
mm.
able to cure you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. Doctor and teachers. We
Mm.
should not lie.
Right. Yeah. So here you said those all things. Again, you can say all those things. So all those things we should,
Mm, mm, mm.
yeah. And try as much as possible to speak in active voice. So instead of
Yeah.
saying this was done by me, say I did this.
I did. I did this. Mm,
Yes. Because when you
mm,
start with an I, it shows a lot more confidence that I did
mm,
this.
mm,
I'm taking the ownership as well. So
mm,
this is something
mm,
that belongs to me. I did this
mm,
thing. Yeah.
mm.
There is a
Correct. Correct.
difference even if you say it yourself. So if you say those these things, like both the things, then you'll know the way that you say it, the way the other person responds to you as a result of
Mm,
this. Another thing
mm,
would be to pay attention how people react differently to can and may. So if I say can I
mm,
do this instead of
mm,
may I do this, may is
mm,
a lot
mm,
softer and more polite, right?
mm,
So
mm,
these are
mm,
some
mm.
subtle things that happen in the course of a conversation. I was reading about this the other day, that the psychology of the listener is also very important. So if you pay attention to the listener, how they are reacting to you, reacting to what you're saying, you learn a lot from it about communication and how to keep a conversation going as well. Yeah.
True. True. Yes.
Yeah. So, when you visit the doctor, what are the kind of things that you pay attention to that, okay, I have to talk about these things, other than the symptoms, of course?
Before going to a doctor, I will usually I make a list in my mind. What
Yeah,
thing? What are the things I have to discuss?
yeah,
Uh, so it can be otherwise. If you are get if I get an appointment with a particular doctor when I visit
right.
cities like Pune,
Yeah,
at that time usually I make a list only, noting.
yeah.
With
Hmm.
noting only I'll go. Otherwise, to get an appointment, we have to pay a lot, and time
Yeah.
also we have to spare. And if we forget to mention
Hmm.
the particular thing which you wanted to discuss,
Yeah.
it is of no use.
Right.
So usually my nature is I'm in a habit to make the list or
Yeah.
noting. I will
Yeah.
carry with me. If
Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah.
before going to doctor or anywhere, some homework is needed.
True, very true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
uh,
really like that you go prepared wherever you want to go, you have some
mm,
pointers in mind and you want to
mm,
yeah. So
mm,
basically it's not something that is happening mindlessly. So there are things in your mind that you want to, yeah, ask them. Yeah, true. I think this is the way that we should go about it.
go
Uh,
about. Uh,
right.
Otherwise, we'll repent after coming home. Arey, I would
Right.
have mentioned this one. Huh?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. 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 Explaining it very properly is important, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what do you think about a second opinion? Like you mentioned about sticking to one doctor and having a family physician. So, are you of the belief that whenever we seek second opinion, it is also something which is very beneficial for us?
If it is a serious thing, then really it is needed. Second opinion. It
Yeah,
is a good thing. Suppose some surgery you have to undergo, someone suggests about that.
yeah,
In such cases, taking second opinion is uh, re- really helps us. The
really
way in
helpful.
which
Yeah,
really helpful. The way in which we are moving is correct or not.
yeah,
Otherwise, afterwards somebody will tell you.
yeah,
Someone will tell you that you would have taken opinion better. And
yeah,
in some cases, few doctors suggest to take second opinion also.
yeah,
Here, if they diagnose some, come up with some diagnosis,
yeah.
then they will ask us to get it confirmed from some other special hospital, like
Right,
that.
right,
It is better to take second opinion in case of major diseases.
right. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I think those are the very good ones. So suppose you go to an incompetent doctor and he or she mentions that okay, you have this, and then you want to ask for a second opinion, and you ask them, okay, can you suggest
Then
me a
will
doctor? Yeah,
they will
they'll
never say. They will never
exactly,
suggest.
exactly. Yeah, they'll be like,
Uh,
okay, are you doubting my abilities, or is it something that,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah,
They,
that can
it
be very
will
complicated.
hurt. It will hurt their ego.
Exactly. Yeah, hurt their
Mhm.
ego. Yeah, true. Have
Mhm.
you been to an incompetent doctor where you did not have a good experience?
Yes, yes, I had been.
Yeah.
Once I had some allergic thing on my both these palms,
Mhm.
and continuously I was showing. And I mean, here there is no skin specialist.
Mhm.
They all are visiting,
Yeah.
visiting skin specialist. Around 6 months continuously, this lotion, that lotion, like that it was happening. And my one of my doctor means my she is a children specialist. She met me on the way. She
Mhm.
said, why so much of and nothing he or she, that doctor has written on your backside of your case paper. She immediately understood, and she said, Madam, better to see a good doctor at a city.
Right.
You go to Pune, and whenever you visit, you take for all these things. There also, I consulted my one of my family doctor. Means he said, it is all wrong. Nothing they have written on the backside, and after 6 months, they are experiment. He is experimenting on you. And immediately he gave
Hmm.
me a contact
Yeah.
and when I saw when I met that doctor,
Yeah.
that lady recommended one medicine. Within 8 days I was cured.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
was because of some ultraviolet rays
Yeah.
that affected something. I was
Right. Yeah.
seated at the counter to welcome and doing the booking and this thing. At that
Mhm.
time, it has affected. But she
Yeah.
immediately diagnosed, and within 8 days, everything, my both the palms became clear.
Right. So was it the palm or was it the hand? Because palm
Uh,
is only this.
this side,
Yeah,
this side,
the upper. Yes. So you could just say hands, on my
hands,
hands. I had some
on my
allergy on my hands because of the UV
on.
rays. Yeah. Yeah, you can say it like that. Palm is the one that
Hmm.
we, when we open our hand,
Front
that,
side. Front side.
yes,
Oh.
front,
Hmm.
yes, that is the
Okay.
palm. Like
Hmm.
the other day we were discussing astrology, and the topic of palmistry came in, right?
Calmest.
So it
Yes,
is
yes.
about this because of the
Ah,
lines on our palm. Yeah,
this side. Hands. Hands. Hmm.
right. This is the hand.
Hmm.
The entire thing is also the hand. So if you want to mention both the things, like if you're
Hmm.
mentioning the skin part, then you can say, okay, on my hand. So on my
On my
hand.
hand.
Yeah, this is
Hmm.
in, this is on.
Out.
Yeah.
On.
Yes.
On
So
my hand. Okay. Hmm.
yeah, regarding the sentence structure, so you said where we are moving is correct or not. Here you could say whether. Yeah.
Whether
With,
we are moving.
yes. So try to use these whether or neither nor. So
Hmm.
this will really improve the sentence structure if you use them. That
Structure.
I wanted neither this nor that, or I'm okay with either this or that. So those
Hmm.
things, and then whether or
Hmm.
not.
Hmm. Whether or not. Either
Yes.
or. Okay. Hmm.
Yeah. So these kind of
Correct.
structures. If you want me to, I can prepare a list
Hmm.
of these. Yeah. Then in the
Oh,
next one, I can share with you. Yeah.
definitely. Sure.
Right.
Hmm.
So whatever will help you enhance the structure, because right now you
Hmm.
have all the ideas and you're getting
Hmm.
fluent at the ideas as well. But as
Yeah.
far as I can tell, what you need to pay attention to is the sentence structure now, because of the
Proper sentence structure
right,
making.
right. The words are better now. You are able to
Hmm.
use
Hmm.
advanced vocabulary words in between as well, like you mentioned, repent and
Hmm.
a few other words.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
you are able to
Hmm.
use those
Hmm.
words, but it's
Hmm.
just about
Hmm.
putting
Hmm.
them in the right order. So now you have to pay
Yeah.
attention to those things. Yeah,
Yeah. It's all happens because of practice, I think.
yeah,
Huh.
right,
Unless here what happens, all are communicating in local language. But with the person with whom we can share or talk
right,
fluently in this language, then only we will recollect proper words and
exactly.
vocabulary also get enriched.
Yes, gets
Will
enriched.
gets enriched.
Yeah, with
Correct.
singular we say gets.
Gets
Vocabulary gets. Yes, if we are saying
enriched.
words, words are
Hmm.
plural. So then we'll say
Hmm.
words get.
Correct.
Vocabulary
Correct.
gets.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Correct.
So these are like little things other than this.
Hmm.
And then,
Hmm.
like I mentioned, that you are having all the ideas. It's just about
Yeah.
putting them in the right order. So you know what to say.
Correct.
You just need to learn how to say it.
How to say? Correct.
Yes.
What
Yes.
to say? It is all
It's figured out.
structured in my
Yes.
in my mind.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. I use this analogy of a dish. I'm not sure if I used it in front of you or not. But
Uh,
whenever someone, yeah, they are not understanding the importance of the structure of a sentence, then I use
uh,
this, that suppose you're very hungry and you make something, then you should know what to put, when to put it, how much, how little. So all the ingredients of the dish, they should come out right. And another thing that I use is to use the analogy of a dish. So whenever you are presenting the dish to someone, what you put inside the vessel is important, but the vessel is equally important, right? So the
yeah.
presentation. So think of the
Presentation.
yeah, think of the structure of a sentence like the vessel, and think of your thoughts like the dish that you put inside the vessel. Yeah.
Very correct. Very correct.
Hmm.
Correct. Uh,
Yeah, that can be
true.
helpful to understand this.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm,
Yeah. So, are you a very optimistic person, or do you tend to be very hypochondriac when you go to a doctor?
Sometimes I will get nervous also
Yeah.
when some serious things are happening.
Yeah.
Then I will, mm, I feel nervous.
Yeah.
Uh, I had once that in 2020 I had viral fever. After that viral fever, all joints started paining, my joints, and I was unable to move also my hand,
Oh.
fold my hand like this. At that time I was very much nervous. One
Mm.
of my friend visited me and she asked me to see a particular doctor, and she got the appointment for me. And
Mm-hmm.
then when I visited, that doctor told me, with after 3 days, these all changes you will find. Her confidence made me feel better. And
Right. Right.
means while visiting her, I was totally nervous. I was not at all optimistic. Two, three
Yeah.
doctors I visited and I consulted. all were interpreting it is again and again blood checking. Everything was at Pune also and it here also. Four times my blood samples were taken. No one was able to tell that it was not corona, it was not dengue, but still my joints were.
Yeah.
Or, so at that time only once I was very much panic.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that doctor really helped you, like you mentioned that they were able to emotionally comfort you and
Yeah,
be able to
yeah.
be there for you. So do you think it is also a good part of healing? So suppose they gave you the right medicine, but also the right kind of counseling and
Yeah.
mindset.
50% of work is doctor's work is create a faith in a doctor. Then
Right.
only
Yeah.
the patient gets cured to
Cured.
50%.
Yes,
Cured.
absolutely.
And